How did a single day in 1944 become one of the most one-sided battles in aviation history? The Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. Just the name hints at what happened, but the real story is even more astonishing. It's June 19th, 1944. Over the Philippine Sea, the U.S. Navy faces the largest Japanese carrier force yet assembled. The stakes, control of the Marianas Islands, a stepping stone to Japan itself. By this point, both navies had changed. The Japanese fleet aircraft carriers were loaded with fresh pilots, many barely out of flight school, after years of devastating losses. The Americans, in contrast, deployed experienced crews, new radar-guided ships, and top-tier fighters like the F-6F Hellcat. At dawn, U.S. scouts spot enemy carriers. Admiral Raymond Spruance, cautious and calculating, keeps his carriers close, ready for the blow he knows is coming. Soon, Japanese planes swarm toward the American fleet, but they're flying into a trap. American radar tracks every wave. Hellcats climb to intercept. U.S. pilots call the attack just like shooting turkeys, hence the infamous nickname. U.S. Pilot B said, "They kept coming, straight and level. Each one was set on fire before reaching our ships. The sheer numbers are stunning. Out of more than 370 Japanese carrier aircraft launched that morning, over 300 are shot down in a single day. Only about 35 American planes are lost. U.S. anti-aircraft gunners, now guided by radar, perform with deadly accuracy. Veteran aviators work in teams, radioing positions, steering rookies, and hunting targets with ruthless precision. Japanese pilots, lacking both training and experience, find themselves outmatched at every turn. The few who break through face a wall of anti-aircraft fire. Most never get close enough to see their targets. Meanwhile, U.S. submarines stalk the Japanese fleet below the waves. By day's end, 2 carriers, Shokaku and Taiho, are sunk by torpedoes from the submarines Cavalla and Albacore. For Japan, the disaster is almost total. In 2 days, the Imperial Navy loses more than 600 airplanes and 3 carriers. It's destruction on a scale they never recover from. Why was the defeat so severe? It wasn't just luck. American industry churned out planes faster than Japan could replace theirs. Admiral Mitscher's Task Force 58 had the luxury of constant reinforcements and better technology. Each American pilot had more flight hours, better radios, and superior tactics, qualities that made the task almost, but not quite, too easy. Japanese air power never truly recovers after the Marianas Turkey Shoot. Carrier aviation, once the pride of the Imperial Navy, is crippled forever. The battle also seals the Marianas as the next foothold for the Allies. Within months, fire bombers begin launching from captured islands, striking deep into the Japanese mainland. The Great Marianas Turkey Shoot shows what happens when technology, training, and timing all converge at a moment in history. A massacre in the sky, one that turned the tide of war and changed the future of naval air combat forever. But if you think this was the end of Japanese resistance, think again. In the next episodes, we'll follow desperate gambles, kamikaze raids, and the final battles for the Pacific. Which legacy will outlast the war? The courage to fight, or the new age of unstoppable American air power? History's answer might surprise you.